I know what y'all are thinking. Damn, Ben, like, why is your quality so shit? You know, why can I barely see you? You know, why are you in the car right now? And, why am I not on my desktop? You know, all these questions are really good and shit, but I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I gotta wake up early as fuck tomorrow, and I'm on my way to feed my girlfriend's dogs right now, because she on a trip. So... So yeah, I mean, it's almost 10 p.m. and I gotta be in bed by 10 p.m. So thought, you know, why not kill two birds with one stone and give you a little monologue. And yeah, so pretty much what I'm here to talk about is my job went bankrupt. All right, y'all. Now, this is a little bit of a clickbait because this shit happened like 4 months ago. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because I think it's important for anybody to learn signs of, you know, not only a shitty job, but just a job that's not worth putting your time into that still owes you a check 4 months later. Right, guys? So I had to learn that lesson the hard way, and I just want to talk about that. So, as you know, right, for my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fans out there, y'all know that I've been working FedEx for almost a year now. I'm about to hit a year. And I work as a delivery driver, right? Now, how that works is not a lot of people are aware how the delivery drivers work, right? For example, I'm going to give a really, really popular one. Amazon, it's not, whenever a delivery driver works for Amazon, it's not Amazon. They're working for a contractor that works under Amazon. And the same thing applies for FedEx. Pretty much any fucking company like that, except for FedEx Express and FedEx Ground, which are two completely different things. I work for FedEx Ground, and FedEx Express is just one unity that has a lot of benefits that also pays mostly hourly. So there's all that. Anyway, I don't know why I had the need to explain that, but just thought you get a better insight on how it works and how it functions. So I joined this contractor when I was really desperate with the job. And funny story is that my friend Jared also joined the same job with me when we were both just financially fucked and we were just looking for a job. So we joined under the same job, the same terminal, but we worked for different contractors, and he hated that shit. He hated that shit, bro. He was under the age of 21. You have to be 21 and over to actually be a delivery driver. If you're under 21, then you have to be a helper, which is just the guy that he doesn't drive. He just pretty much takes the packages and, you know, does all the work pretty much. I'm not gonna lie. Jared wasn't really fond of that, man. He wasn't having a good time with that. He said, "Man, I just want to drive a car and I can't, and I'm very sad." And I'm like, you know what, Jared? You know what, man? Shit, man. Also, keep in mind, too, we were working two jobs. So, funny story, we were working that job, and we were also working this trash job where we just go to apartments and pick up the fucking trash. One of the worst jobs to work for, by the way. And when I worked there before. I came back when I was really desperate for a job. So I got in there pretty easy. We robbed the fuck out of that company, bro. Allegedly. We robbed the fuck out of that company, bro. We rode the absolute fuck out of the clock, man. Got our money's worth. And then when we saw fit, we fucking left that bitch, bro. Fuck that job, right? Also, sorry if my stories are not connecting, y'all. I am just mentally fucked right now. So yeah, that's my bad, right? I would want to tell this story at my desktop, have a nice little camera for y'all, with a nice little audio for y'all, instead of hearing the shitty ass fucking roads that they never fix where I live. But, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, right? I have a contest with my friend. Not really a contest, but just something to hold us accountable. You know how it is, bro. Pretty much we have to post daily. Sorry, y'all, my mouth is getting a little bit dry here. Just woke up from a nasty little nap. But we have to pretty much post daily. If we don't, then we owe the other person $25. I already paid my friend $25. I missed upload 2 days ago. I'm not doing that again. Literally felt like I got butt fucked and just taken everything away from me. My pride was absolutely fucking destroyed. Fuck that. I'm not doing that again. So that's why you're getting a little shitty ass monologue about my fucking company going bankrupt. Not the company I work for going under bankrupt. Whatever the fuck. Okay. Lucky y'all. This is where the story actually begins. So I go in and I'm working for this company, bro. All right. The first it was hard. It was hard to learn everything, right? But that's just every single job there is. It's just gonna be difficult to learn, manage, and see what you need. How you can like efficiently do your job without taking too much of a mental or physical exhaustion to it, right? So it's pretty much I was just learning all that shit, juggling 3 balls, even though I didn't know how to juggle, and so. Oh fuck, yo, my bad, y'all. I don't know what's going on with me. I think like fuck, man. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah. Honestly, first, like, the job wasn't too bad, bro. Like, it's not a hard job at all, by any means, right? This is a pretty easy, sufficient, you can do it sufficiently pretty easy. So, anyway, I'm a new hire, so they have me doing, like, any route that nobody shows up for. So if somebody doesn't show up, they're like, Ben, you're doing that route. Or the routes that just had too many packages, they're like, Ben, we need you to take those extra packages. I'm like, all right, bro, cool. So I'm doing this shit, and it ends up about 3 months later. They're paying me kind of shit for the job, not gonna lie. But I'm like, whatever the fuck, I'm just gonna build my way up there. It's all cool. It's all Gucci and the coochie. But about 3 months into the job, we lose our best sites. All right, we lose our best sites, the sites that are the easiest, the cleanest, and the most sufficient. All that we got left with are the most outrageously shitty routes known to mankind. And any delivery driver will know what I'm talking about. Country routes. Holy shit. Country routes are the most absolutely disgusting fucking routes known to mankind. These motherfuckers on their delivery instructions expect you to do the most crazy shit for one goddamn stop, bro. Keep in mind, I'm having like 120 stops, and these motherfuckers want me to take 30 minutes out of my day to do one fucking task. Fuck that. I ain't doing that shit. But expect your country route to be 50% of that bullshit, man. And so, not only that, but not sure how it works. The people above were like, you know what? We're going to take these routes out, and we're also going to give y'all new routes, okay? Whenever they said the name of the place was, I didn't even know what the fuck that was. And that was already a red flag. Never heard of the place. Was like, what the fuck is that? And my boss was like, Ben, I have a route for you. I was like, oh, okay. God damn, that route fucking sucked, okay? But the crazy thing is, that wasn't part of the new routes. New routes were the worst routes of all possible. He didn't give me the worst route of all possible, which was really nice of him, but it was still fucking ass. Everything about those routes were just ass, dude. Like, literally, I was getting home at like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., sometimes getting home at like 10 p.m., bro. And I would get to the fucking base at like 7:30, man. Like, it was just absolute shit, bro. We don't even get paid overtime too. We get paid for the day, and I was getting paid $150 for the day, man. If you do the math, that's literally equivalent to working at like a fast food chain, but except they're getting more because they get paid fucking OT. And so I'm just like, man, like, dude, this shit sucks. I'm hating my job. I'm hating everything about it. And now I'm pretty sure that's about like 7 months in or some shit, 8 months in, and then something weird happens. We don't get our paycheck. We do not get our paycheck at all. And the boss pretty much just says, hey, y'all, something happened with the bank. We can't pay y'all over the weekend. We're sorry, but the problem will definitely be fixed, and you will get paid Monday, right? Our paydays are Fridays, So they said, we're going to get paid Monday. And then everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, we were all just like, bruh. And Lord and behold, man, you know, they didn't pay us. They didn't pay us on Monday, bro. They did not pay us shit on Monday. And then they keep on saying the same shit for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. People are quitting left and right. But I'm just like, you know what? The one thing that was holding me down is I have a very high respect for my bosses, bro, okay? How the hierarchy works for that job is you have essentially the base workers, which was me, right? And then you have essentially, I would call them the team leads, right? The team leads. And then on top of that, you have, I would say, the GM, right? Or in this case, we had 2 GMs. And those are the people that I highly respected. And then on top of that, you have the main guy. And then, kind of weird, but I feel like in a way, there's a guy above that guy that pretty much is an accountant or whatever the fuck that holds like the charges. That was the guy who had to pay us and all that. So that's how the hierarchy works, bro. My GMs were awesome, bro. I fucking loved them to death, man. They were chill. They were cool. They never got on my ass, even though I did a lot of wrong, bro. Like one time, bro, the company was trying to fucking disqualify me, trying to get me out because I signed off for a package and I left that bitch right at their front gate in the country road. My boss called me. They were like, yo, Ben, did you sign off for a package? And I was like, yeah, I did. Because I could not, my big car would not go through their fucking country-ass, dirty-ass, musty-ass fucking road. I couldn't even fit. And I told her that, and I said, so I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna sign off and leave that bitch right at the front gate. And she was like, you know what, man, you know, you can't do that. You can't sign off on packages no matter what. You gotta go ahead and call the customer or call us, you know, tell them to meet you up. By the way, I lied. I could have definitely fit on that bitch, but I was like, fuck that, man. I ain't driving 2 miles down a fucking driveway just to be like, knock on their door, them not fucking answer, and then driving all the way back to do the same thing the fucking next day. Fuck that shit, man. I ain't doing that. Fuck that, man. Goddamn. Shit pisses me off just thinking about it. Fuck that route, man. Fuck that goddamn route. Okay, anyway. Let's log back in, y'all. So, yeah, but they said they were fighting for me and got that shit canceled. Right. Still got my job, bro. And also, I mean, dude, I remember it was like one time my boss called me. He was like, yo, you got a lot of packages on you still, right? It was like 8 p.m. I was like, yeah, man. Like, I'm like, fuck, bro. I'm just trying to finish this off. And he was like, nah, man. Just fucking come back, man. Just come back. You don't gotta deliver shit. And I was like, damn. Like, they would just do shit like that, bro. Like, they were cool. But it was also just like, you know, I do my job and they respected that. So it was just a pretty cool relationship, bro. And I really fucked with them. They were getting hit hard really fucking bad because when all the people were quitting, they would have to take their packages and shit. And so it just sucked, man. I felt so fucking bad for them. I was like, wow, they're getting the shit into the stick. And so pretty much what happened was after a week, nothing, and then a week and a half, I'm like, okay, I can't stand this shit. I deadass cannot stand this shit. And I remember I woke up one day and I said, fuck this shit, man, I'm quitting. And I quit that job and I put in a note saying, hey, I'm quitting, bro. Unless I see some sort of payment or anything like that, I'm not coming back. And the crazy thing is, bro, these motherfuckers were like on their fucking knees, bro. They were on their knees. They were begging me to come back. I felt like some type of god, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. It felt kind of good. I was like, you know, I'm not a freak or anything, but I was just like, damn. Like, I felt needed. I felt special. I almost folded in. But then I realized, hold up, they're not paying me shit. What the fuck? And so I pretty much just told him, I said, yo, you never gave me, I did not receive any funds. I'm working for free. I'm not doing this. And I said, who's to know that you're not going to pay me like a month into this? Who's to know that you're not going to pay me 2 months into this? Bro, I said, until I receive money, then I'll consider it. But for now, I'm quitting. And then the guy was like, all right, whatever, fuck. And so I quit. I fucking quit that job, man. And you know what's crazy about it? 4 months later, I got a new FedEx job with a new contractor that's fucking awesome, man. An easy-ass route that, for the most part, I finished by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, right? Latest 5 o'clock, which is still not bad at all. Like, yeah, and the crazy part, too, is, the guy actually, about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, it was 3 weeks ago, the guy sent me a check. He sent everybody a check. And I'm like, holy shit. They actually paid me the money. They actually gave me the fucking money. No way. Crazy. Thing is, they didn't give me all the money at all, bro. It was like 1/4 of what they owed me. I was like, what the fuck? And the crazy part is, 2 crazy parts actually. One, he didn't sign off of it, meaning it's a hot check. It's dog shit, worthless, also illegal. And the bank account was closed. I was like, what the fuck? I remember I talked to my boss, my old boss, and I was like, yo, like, what do I do? Because I already sent a whole claim to like some government website that you're supposed to follow the steps that way. Never got back to me, dude. I expected that. Fucking dumbass government. I already know they're not gonna fucking do shit about it. So I'm just like, yo, what the fuck do I do? And the boss was like, Ben, I'm gonna put it very briefly with you. And I said, you just gotta threaten him. That's what I did. I threatened the fuck out of him and he gave me my money. And I was like, how do I do that? She said, Ben, all you gotta do is tell him that you're gonna call the cops on him for the hot check, for the not getting paid. And then he should give you the money. That's what everybody's doing. So I'm like, all right, bet. So then I gave him a little text, a little threat, you know, professional, but also just very angry because fuck this guy. I hope this guy fucking burns in fucking hell. By the way, your typical average fucking white fucking chud, bro. Pray eyes, man. Fucking pray eyes. All right? Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Man, literally, I knew right off the bat because let me give you a little background info on this guy. I've never seen this guy once working. Never. I never even know he was working in the scenes. He was just kind of like in the shadows, man. And one day when we were not getting paid, everybody was dead ass talking about, you know what, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna leave right now. When we were at work about to fucking take off, everybody was like, we're gonna leave, we're gonna quit, we're not getting paid money at all. Like 4 days or 3 days into it, and the boss was like, hey, everybody, we're gonna have a meeting real quick. And that's when, I'm not gonna say names, that's when he emerges out of the shadows. He comes out all nervous, all fucking frantic, and I'm just like, he's just saying pretty much like, oh, we're all good, man, you know, something happened with the bank, blah blah blah, we're gonna definitely get y'all by next week. But thing is, I wasn't listening to anything he was saying. I was just analyzing his body language and just analyzing, you know, what this guy's true intentions are. And to me, it just seemed like bullshit, right? And you would think, man, obviously anybody would think that's fucking bullshit, man. Anybody would think that's fucking bullshit. Anybody would think that, right? And yeah, you're 100% right. But whenever like that happened, it just kind of confirmed everything for me. It was like, I'm never gonna get my money. I'm never gonna get anything. And what's crazy is I did a little background check on this fucker. Turns out, bro, he owns 2 companies, and he's getting sued for the other company about, I forgot what it was. It had something to do with borrowing money, and he never paid them back or some shit, bro. And it was like 2 months prior to that shit. So it was a big case. I don't know if the case got handled and, you know, he had to eventually pay that money and he went fucking broke or whatever the fuck. But I was just like, man, this guy's a fucking scumbag. Like, I can just fucking tell, dude. It pissed me off so much, man. And it just made sense why he was behind the shadows and everything. So, after all that, I sent the message. No response. No response. It's been 3 weeks, no response, man. And I would double text. I would do that, but I decided I'm just going to call the police. They're probably going to do nothing about it. Like, bro, this shit's just fucking annoying, man. And if you're curious on the cost of how much they owe me about $2,000, bro. They owe me about $2,000 of money that they owe me. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. My company I worked for went bankrupt, and hope that guy fucking rots in hell. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Peace out.